So you have certain family members that don't show support for you when you want to move on, learn different things, and have a higher elevation in your life. Well, this week on Motivation and Confidence, we're going to tell you what to do when you have people that don't support you. Stay tuned. Thank you everyone for tuning in. This is Motivation and Confidence, where we help you do your daily best. And I'm your host, Tom Danger. It's unfortunate when... Let me take a step back. We'll just take a step back. Before we go any further, please like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate all of you. I see that some of you have signed up for the Confidence in 7 Steps e-course. Thank you so much. If you're interested in learning how to start a podcast, I have another e-course that you could check out. If you send me a message on Instagram, or if you contact us through the website tomdanger.com, just say podcast course, and I'll give you a free code so that you can pretty much learn how to start your own podcast in 7 steps, or just some of the methods that I've used to start the podcast, and maybe it'll help you out. Okay, cool. So, what do you do when you have family and friends that don't support you in your goals and just in life in general? It's a very unfortunate situation, but it's very common. You decide that you want to change jobs. You decide that you want to explore something new, learn a new skill set. And even on the basic level, maybe the ideals that you were raised with, you start to think about them a little bit differently, right? You start to get exposed to different things and your mindset just begins to shift. Even when we started the podcast, about 4 years ago, it was solely with the purpose of figuring out a way to fight depression without going to therapy. And it was this self-medicating through the podcast and sharing experiences to help you. Some things were happy moments, some things were sad moments, but overall it focuses on self-improvement for you. And as time has went on, I've got to know quite a few of you. I've gotten some really nice emails that speaks to how the podcast has helped you, and that's the goal of this. The goal of this is to help you. So let's say even if it's not for you, share this with someone that you think could benefit from this content. Because another way that you have to think about it is when you have friends and family who may be going through certain things and you try to give them advice because you have that life experience and they don't want to take it from you because they may say like, oh, you're a know-it-all, or I don't want to listen to you. Sometimes when it comes from an outside party, and they hear it, they may accept it for whatever reason. I guess because it's non-judgmental, whatever. I don't know. But if this podcast could be beneficial to someone that you know that may struggle with self-confidence, that is looking to get a clearer understanding on who they are and what they can do, we also offer to you the DISC assessment, which is a personality assessment, a behavioral assessment. The initial assessment is free. The first call with me for about 20 minutes is free. But then after that, there are 3 different packages. There's a one-on-one package for about an hour. Then there's a 4-week package. And then there's an 8-week package. So if you've been rocking with me for a while and you've seen the journey that I've put forth and sort of what the podcast speaks to and what the other content speaks to on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, and you feel that this could help someone, again, please don't hesitate to reach out. So in our growth, we start looking at things differently. And I'm thinking back to a moment when I decided that I wanted to change. And I think one of the biggest changes was the change in my temperament. You know, I had lack of self-control, and I was always angry and screaming and short-tempered, and it just didn't feel good. It didn't feel good. So I tried a bunch of different things. Tried therapy a bunch of times. Some therapy was good. Some therapy wasn't that good. And then I found a good community of people that want to better themselves. And that's with Extreme Execution and ET and Associates, Dr. Eric Thomas. And just being around people, it helped to people who set themselves to higher goals. It just shifted my mindset. And in shifting my mindset, I remember when, you know, I started introducing the personality assessment to certain family and friends, and the first thing some of the guys would say was like, yo, I ain't with that therapy shit. Like, I don't want nobody trying to brainwash me, get in my head and see what's going on. And that's not what it's about. It's a tool that has helped me identify what my natural gift is, what I'm good at, what I'm bad at, how I can improve myself, how I work with others, how I deal with communication. And in all that, overall, it just keeps me on a path of, if I derail, what am I supposed to do to get back on track? So when you introduce certain ideas to other people, if they're not familiar with it, they don't really understand it. And things that people don't understand can sometimes create a sense of fear. And in their own internal fear, they begin to project that on you because it's something that they don't know about, you know. So when people start coming at you with, you know, why are you doing this and why are you getting into that, and they're being non-supportive, that's their problem, not yours. You don't, in being kind to certain family members and friends, you can express to them the journey or the path that you're taking and keep it at that. You know, people are always going to have something to say. No matter what you do, people are going to have something to say. You can be the happiest person in the world and people will just be like, what are you smiling about? Like, why are you so happy? Some people don't like to see happy people. You know, some people like to express their emotions differently. So even when a person is angry, I can't judge you for being angry. Maybe you're really angry or sad about something, so I'm not going to try and project my energy on you unless you are willing to accept it. So all of us have the option of saying yes or no, right? So when a person starts acting like that, their problem, not yours, you know. Another thing you have to do is only tell the people who are supportive of what you're going through and what transition that you're about to make, and they're going to support you and uplift you. Only talk to them, because the other ones are just, you know, drainers. They're going to suck the life right out of you. You know, people are self-absorbed. They only want to hear about themselves. You know, you can go and you can speak all the positivity in the world, and it's like, but I'm broke, right? And just on a side note, if I don't, no broke people in my circle. We are to figure out how we can live the lifestyle that we want to live. We don't look at things as we can't afford. We look at things as how can we afford? How can I afford? What do I need to do? What investment do I need to make? What savings do I need to have in place? There's nothing in this lifetime that you cannot have. You can have it. Do not think that you have to be stuck to that particular job because that is the job that you're in and the job that provides for your family and the job that everybody's telling you like, oh, what are you crazy? You're going to quit that because you're making decent money. But nobody looks at what happens to you on the back end when you come in from work every day broken, when you don't have energy for your family, when you don't have energy for your wife, for your kids. You have no energy left for yourself because you've just given another person 8 to 10 hours of your life to help them be productive and give you a paycheck, but then you feel unfulfilled. So you decide, you know what? I'm going to try another venture. And there's going to be all the people around you telling you like, no, don't do that. That job is good. It give you good paycheck, good benefits. Forget that. Go where and do what makes you happy. Surround yourself with the people who are supportive of you and make you happy. Okay? Don't let your family brainwash you into thinking that, that traditional way is the only way that you do it. Like no one stays on a job to retire. Like you come out of college and work one job for, 50 years and then, retire. And then honestly, most people that do that I've seen in my family, after they retire, they wind up dying. They stop working and a couple of years later, they wind up passing because they're not even used to doing things outside of the robotic rat race, 9 to 5 or whatever the hours are for another person instead of creating the lifestyle that they want to live. Okay? And the last thing is cut them loose. Sometimes it's easier to say, I love you, but I love you from afar. You don't have to be around them. You don't even have to have phone conversations with them. That's your family. You love them. You want the best for them. If you want to help them when they're in a time of need, that's your decision to help them. But do not feel bad because you choose to cut communication off with people who are unwilling to accept you on your journey. Curious to know what you think. I want to know if this is helpful to you. I also want to know if you have family members that are not supportive of you, and let us know what circle are you going to put yourself in of people who are supportive. And sometimes if you can't find people who are supportive of you, you have to be your own cheerleader. You literally have to get up every day and look in the mirror and say, I can do this. I got this. I'm going to make it happen. Because words have power. Believe you me. This is Motivation and Confidence, where we help you do your daily best.